Is anyone really shocked? Ryan Garcia, he's never going to recover from this fiasco. The whole world, until he retires, they're going to call him a cheater. Let's get one thing straight. Jack Catterall easily won this fight. I personally gave it 8 rounds to 4. Nothing crazy. I still think the clear winner was Jack Catterall.
It was such a close fight. You could say it could have gone either way, but again, just he showed a heart, he showed courage, and he showed a wonderful gas tank. He was able to weather the storm and then come back and then give some to Lil CraCra.
Everyone on social media is giving her praise. They're saying OF model, Knocksdown, ex-BKFC, UFC fighter.
Zhilei, Zhang taking on Deontay Wilder.
I think this is a really good test for Zhilei Zhang. This is just going to be a tune-up fight for him, really. I think this is going to be a fight for him to really show out.
Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Last Round Podcast, where we cover everything from traditional boxing to influencer boxing and everything in between. In today's episode, we'll be going over the Taylor Catterall rematch, as well as Misfits 15, and lastly, we'll be giving our predictions for this upcoming week's 5v5, or in this case, Zhilei Zhang taking on Deontay Wilder. But before we dive into the episode, make sure to like and subscribe, as well as follow us on all forms of social media. Link is down in the description below. Lastly, don't forget to join us on our Discord. Link is also in the description down below. Now, diving into the episode, this weekend we had the very anticipated rematch between Josh Taylor and Jack Catterall. They fought for the first time back in February of 2022, I believe. And I mean, very controversial. Many people believe Jack Catterall won that fight, and they dubbed it the biggest robbery in modern day boxing, right? Regardless, Josh Taylor felt that he had a point to prove, and he did everything in his power to do the rematch. You know, he even vacated 2 of his belts, and he went through a lot of injuries during the whole time, a lot of postponements, but we finally were able to get the rematch 2 years later. And honestly, this rematch better than the first fight. A lot of big things happened in this fight, a lot of things that I saw, and a lot of questions were answered in this fight. What were you guys' thoughts on the Jack Catterall and Josh Taylor rematch?
Yeah, this was a lot better than the first fight. I mean, there was action, especially in the second half of this fight. There was a lot of action. You know, Josh Taylor actually started taking a lot of risks, and Jack Catterall started taking a lot of risks as well. Big moments for each fighter, but I think it's very clear that Jack Catterall did more than enough to win this fight. He finally got his revenge, even from the first fight, which I believe he was also robbed. So I was happy for him. You know, I was happy that he got the victory. But there was some controversy with the scorecards. You know, a lot of people online saying they're a bit too wide. Even Bob Arum and his old ass got up there and he got a mic and started talking that talk. Started saying that he's never bringing American fighters to the British Council anymore because they're just corruption. So some controversy going on in this fight. So you know, you love to see it. There's nothing like a little drama can't do.
That's kind of like a WWE type of moment. This is the first time I see a promoter go up there and be like, I don't like the scorecards. Yeah. This is ridiculous. No, none of my fighters are ever going to come here ever again. Type ordeal. Just for me, I guess this rematch was long overdue. I've been waiting for a very long time. I kept getting postponed because of injuries and whatnot. And finally, I'm very glad that Jack got his revenge because I really, truly believe that he thought he had won the first fight. And then now he comes in and wins it fairly. Really great. Pretty excited to see. What really surprised me the most was that he started off pretty strong. Right from the first round, he landed 1-2. And he kind of stunned Josh a little bit. And then... Yeah, we can just go.
That's what it is. I mean, the first half of the fight was all Jack Catterall. Like, it wasn't even close. I mean, he was putting on a clinic. Josh Taylor, it didn't seem like he was in there, man. I don't know, man. He's 33 years old. He's not that old. You know, he was the undisputed world champion at the 140 division, so he was the top dog there. But his skills he doesn't seem like the old Josh Taylor that I used to know. It seems that he just can't compete at that level anymore.
Is that what you think it is? Or do you think it's because of the weight?
I mean, it could be a lot of things. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that people claimed was in the first fight when he fought Jack Catterall was the weight. They're like, oh, he looks really drained at 140, hence why he fought so bad against Jack Catterall in the first fight. The second fight, he looked a lot better. I think we talked about it yesterday too, that Josh Taylor said in an interview that he actually had a team who was able to help him lose the weight comfortably, and he felt great at 140. So
yeah, he said that he hired a nutritionist to help with the weight cut because he was doing all the weight cuts himself. So he said he felt his best.
So, but I mean, that's the thing. So how do you go from being undisputed at 140? You know, he took on Regis Prograis, took on Jose Ramirez. He fought that one Eastern European dude. What's his name? Who he fought? Zepeda. Zepeda knocked him out bad.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Even Baranchik.
I think it is Baranchik.
Is it Baranchik?
I think it might be him.
He's the one that had the knockout of the year against Zepeda, where they both knocked each other down like 5 times.
The fight of the year.
Yeah,
Also.
the fight of the year.
He beat him too.
Yeah, he did.
Also, Josh Taylor was also the Muhammad Ali Trophy winner at 1.2. So he was undisputed. He was very well. A lot of people gave him a lot of credibility. He was in the top 10 pound for pound for a lot of people, and rightfully so, the top guy at 140. But how do you get from being the top guy at 140 against Ramirez when he became undisputed to your next fight, fighting the way you did against Jack Catterall? And since then, it's been an absolute decline. Like, what's happened?
Yeah, he's on a 2-fight losing streak right now. You know, he lost against Teofimo Lopez last year in June, I believe, and now he lost against Jack Catterall. So it's not looking good. And even in this fight where he did try, he pushed the pace, especially in the second half of the fight. He was doing his best that he could. He was going forward, but I don't know, maybe it seemed his reflexes weren't there. It seemed that whenever Jack Catterall would let his hands go, I mean, Josh couldn't really do anything to it. He'd just eat the punches. He couldn't really avoid them. It seemed he was chasing him a little bit too much as well. And he got caught several times, even on the back end of the fight, and got extremely hurt in that 11th round.
That was crazy punch. Yeah, he went right into it, got caught flush on with the left, and then he fell down after trying to wrestle down with Jack Catterall. But no, what are your thoughts, Ludo?
Yeah, I really feel like it's the weight. I mean, he's been campaigning at that weight class since he started, I believe, and he's been at that weight class for a very long time. And I think eventually that's gonna come back and haunt you. Even though you can hire a team of nutritionists, a team of people to help you lose that weight, and you're gonna feel good. But come fight night, I think some of those things showed, which was not having the reflexes, the speed, kind of looking a little bit weak and stuff like that. I think that's just gonna come back and haunt you. I saw that fight when he fought Ramirez. I was there, and he's a big dude. So if he's been at that weight class for a very long time, I think it's just time for him to move up in weight. I feel like if he were to move up in weight, he would look like the old Josh Taylor that we are accustomed to seeing. That's just me.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he doesn't seem like he wants to move up. He was in this fight. He was talking like I got a nutritionist. I feel good. This weight cut was amazing. I'm fine. I don't think he has a real. I don't know if he wants to move up to 147.
I mean, he called for a trilogy.
Yeah, he's called for a trilogy now, and that's of course going to be at 140 again. Like, I don't think it's in his plans to move up to 147. So, I don't know. Are we going to see is this the downfall of Josh Taylor?
I think that's the big question the question coming into this fight was: is Josh Taylor shot? Is he washed? And he showed glimpse of of his old self. Midway, in the midway through the fight. He did show a lot of good stuff that he did bring to the table or that he has. But overall, the grand scheme of things, this is not the same Josh Taylor. And it's a shame, low-key, because, I mean, I like Josh Taylor, even though I was going for Ramirez when he fought when they fight each other and everything. But Josh Taylor, at one point, he was an elite fighter, a world-class fighter who was fighting at the top of the game. But yeah, at this point now we got a question, like, what's next for Josh Taylor? Does he stay at 140? Does he go to 147, which doesn't seem likely? And if he does stay at 140, who does he take? Because, I mean, he's still regarded as a top 10 in that weight division, but he loses to any of the champions at 140 and to a lot of the top contenders at 140.
Yeah, it's a steep hill at that 140 division, man. Like, it's stacked. Yeah. All the 4 champions are really strong. Maybe except Devin Haney, but besides Devin, I mean, this is a really, really hard division to penetrate. And Jack Catterall, he should be a world champion.
He should be undisputed.
Undisputed, especially that first time. So it was actually kind of sad to, when they were interviewing him after the fight, he said it's a bittersweet moment because obviously I wanted to get this victory and get the revenge. But I should have some belts around my waist, So that's what Eddie Hearn was saying as well. They want to get him a title shot. So now Jack Catterall, he's on his way to a title shot in his next 1 or 2 fights. But Josh Taylor, I mean, what's up with him? Yeah, his is a lot more uncertain in his future. So it's kind of sad to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just something he has to go back to the drawing board and really take a hard consideration on what to do next.
Mm-hmm.
Really.
Yeah, so now Jack Catterall, winner of this fight, opens himself up to a lot of big fights at 140. He's now a solid contender. And, I mean, you can put him up against, he signed with... Is he signed with Matchroom? I'm sure he's
Eddie Hearn.
He signed with Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn has 2 champions at 140. He has Subriel Matias and Devin Haney. How does Jack Catterall, in the grand scheme of the 140 champs, how does he stack well against them? How does he do against the other champs at 140?
Yeah, it's hard. The first thing, right off the bat, I'd say steer clear of Matias. I think Josh Taylor, what he did show in this fight is that you can pressure Catterall, and he will allow you to pressure him. The problem was, though, that Josh Taylor really wasn't being effective with that pressure. But Subriel Matias, he's going to apply that pressure, and you best believe he's going to land some hard punches. Yeah. So I'd say Catterall, steer clear of Matias. He's the hardest challenge, and he's also the smallest fighter fan-wise. Yeah. So it's like all risk and like barely any reward. So I'd say steer clear. Honestly, I mean, a Devin Haney fight would be entertaining. I think Devin Haney would also want that because he wants to come back from that Ryan Garcia loss. I think that'd be good. Pitbull Cruz, he has a fight coming up, so I don't really see that fight making it that much sense. And then I'm missing one.
Lopez?
Teofimo.
I'm missing, Teofimo. That'd be an interesting fight.
It would.
Yeah, it would.
Because the opposite styles, I think, because Catterall is more of a boxer, and Teofimo Lopez
Southpaw.
And Southpaw. Teofimo Lopez struggles with those Southpaw boxers. Yeah. So that might be an interesting fight as well.
Yeah, if I was Jack Catterall, I would want to push for that Lopez fight because I feel like he definitely has a higher chance, just in my opinion, of beating Lopez than some of these other guys. Like Devin Haney maybe, but like Devin Haney's boxing is very much superb, like very much fundamentals, very, very quick, high ring IQ, and I think Jack might struggle a little bit.
Yeah, if you don't have any power against Devin Haney, you're going to struggle. Yeah.
And then Matias, I mean, I wouldn't go for Matias if I was Jack Catterall.
Yeah, I think it makes sense a Lopez fight because, I mean, Lopez we've seen gets frustrated with with the style that Catterall brings. And Catterall, I mean, he has some skills. I was actually very impressed by him, even in the first fight and in this fight as well. He showed good boxing ability, but he also showed that he can also be in there and bang it when the time comes, when it's actually necessary. So, he's not scared to actually like sit down on his punches every once in a while. And I mean, if he lands the perfect shot, he can hurt fighters. He's the first fighter to drop Josh Taylor, and then he hurt him again in the second fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got that little sneaky power, even though he's not heavily reliant on that. But one of the big things they were saying that he's capable of hurting fighters, but he's not capable of finishing them off, which it's just not his style of finishing fighters off. He's there just to win, get the points and whatnot. But yeah, Jack Catterall impressed. Very good jab, man. His jab, he pumped that out. Josh Taylor kept eating up that jab, and his jab, in my opinion, the best weapon he has in his arsenal, and one that could benefit him against the other champions like Teofimo, which I think, like, I agree with you. It's the more I could see this fight being more realistic for him because he also even called out Teofimo, and he also tweeted it out saying like, at Teofimo and stuff like that. So he's calling out Teofimo Lopez. Yeah. Teofimo has a fight coming up in June.
Yeah.
And against Steve Colgate. No, I don't know.
Some random
fighter. Some unknown fighter as of right now. So Teofimo has his hands not full, but he's a little busy. Yeah. But I mean, if Teofimo's serious about, trying to do something this year, maybe prove that, that Jermaine Ortiz fight was just a fluke, and, this Steve fight that he's taking up next is, just to kind of show everyone. If he's really serious, maybe take a Jack Catterall fight in the fall, in the winter, and fight 3 times a year and defend your championship and show something.
I think that'd be very good. Yeah, it's up to Lopez though.
Yes, sir. So
There's one thing that I want to say. If I was in Jack Catterall's shoes and I had an old ass 98-year-old come up and say, I lost, I would be pissed. That whole situation was very weird to me. Like I said, I had never seen that before.
Yeah, I know. I was like, kind of like Bob Arum, you got to relax for a second, man. Like, and he was talking like it was so, like Josh Taylor won. He was like, these scorecards were a disgrace. Let's get one thing straight. Jack Catterall easily won this fight. I personally gave it 8 rounds to 4, which is one of the scorecards, 116, 112. I think that was good. I know Pablo gave it 7-5, so it was 115, 113. 1 round difference, nothing crazy. I still think the clear winner was Jack Catterall.
yeah. Anyone who says that Josh Taylor didn't win, I mean, you got to be biased at that point, right? Because, Jack Catterall did enough, in my opinion, to win. He started off the fight really strong. First half of the fight, it was all him. Midway, middle rounds were, a big, more towards Taylor. Some you could even give to Catterall if you're trying to, it was really close, competitive, those middle rounds. But Jack Catterall ended the fight strong, man. He ended the fight really strong. And, I mean, he was the clear winner. I don't see how you give it to Josh Taylor in that aspect.
It's kind of surprising that some people are lying or trying to say as well, they're siding with Bob Arum. I'm like, I mean, this guy he needs some glasses. He needs to get his eyes checked or something, because the fight that he was watching, if he saw Josh Taylor win, we were watching completely different fights.
Yeah, that was crazy. But 140 now has a very solid contender in Jack Catterall, who at 30 years old is finally getting recognition and getting a big boost up in recognition to fight possible other 140 champs in a very stacked division. So we'll see what Jack Catterall does next, if he fights again later this year, and if he fights, either just a little tune-up, not really tune-up, but just a stay busy fight, or fight a champion at 140. But that was the Josh Taylor and Jack Catterall rematch. Let's slide over to the influencer side real quick, because guys, we were live streaming these fights, man. Yesterday we were live streaming these fights. We watched the Josh Taylor and Catterall, and we also live streamed the Misfits 15, headlined by Paige and Elle Brooke. But I want to talk about 2 fights. First off, I want to talk about the 135 lightweight tournament between Lil CraCra and YuddyGang. Now, this fight was originally happened like a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago. And I mean, they got 2 rounds in before a bomb threat was called, and everyone had to evacuate the whole stadium, and then the event was delayed for a bit, and then the fight itself was postponed until this past weekend. So a little, it had me a little upset when that happened, but we were finally able to get the full fight this past weekend. And I'm just gonna say this, man. Honestly, one of the best fights I think I've seen from an influencer side.
Oh yeah,
it was not only technical wise, or just like that they actually knew what they were doing in there, but the drama that was in it. From the first second of the fight, it was absolutely just mayhem. It was going crazy, man. I was very very entertained about this fight, and if not, it was still my fight of the night, in my opinion. Still my fight of the night. And I thought the very close fight, and I thought YuddyGang did take the W in that one. Yeah, man. I mean, YuddyGang and Lil CraCra, some people were saying, I know you guys were, is the Lil CraCra was going to win this tournament. You know what I'm saying? And also YuddyGang, another experienced amateur as well. So both these guys really had high chances of winning this tournament. So it was going to be interesting to see who actually won this fight. And Lil CraCra, man, you could not ask for a better start to that fight for him. He rocked YuddyGang to the core. I mean, he had him on the ropes, shelled up like a turtle or something. Like, it was crazy. And I think he gassed himself out. I think Lil CraCra gassed himself out. I think he spent too much energy in that first round, got a little too excited, and didn't get YuddyGang out of there. And the rounds that going in later into the fight, Lil CraCra kind of stopped throwing punches, and he gave YuddyGang the initiative. And YuddyGang showed tremendous gas tank, and he started becoming stronger and stronger as the fight went on, and I think he deserved the win. I personally had it 3 rounds to 2.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking up some of the comments that I was seeing online, and they were saying it's robbery. I mean, It's such a close fight. It was such a close fight. You could say it could have gone either way, but I really think that first round kind of bit Lil CraCra in the ass. He started off so strong and then just didn't finish. He didn't deliver. He let go of the gas tremendously later on in the fight, and YuddyGang just, he lost that round. And what did he do? He showed a heart, he showed courage, and he showed a wonderful gas tank. He was able to weather the storm and then come back and then give some to Lil CraCra, give the fight to him. And I feel like, such a huge upset. And there goes my bracket.
Yeah, there goes my bracket too. I was upset. I had a lot of faith in Lil CraCra to actually win the whole tournament, but if anyone, Lil CraCra, I mean, he's the only one to blame. He's the more skillful fighter in there. There was no doubt about that. He's the better fighter. But he like you said, he spent way too much energy trying to get the finish in that first round. And then he let go of the gas. And then the second, third, fourth, fifth, the close round, they're really competitive. But after the fifth round, I was like, damn, Lil CraCra lost that one, man. I think he gave away too much. And even though it got sloppy at points because, they're just hugging. And because Lil CraCra was gassed.
He was exhausted.
After the fight, you could tell he was complete gassed. He had his hands on the ropes, taking deep breaths. He spent a lot of energy, and YuddyGang looked fine, man. He looked like he could go another 5-10 rounds. He had a good. That's what surprised me. That first round, like you said, Lil CraCra dropped bombs on this man, and this man got rocked multiple times throughout those first 3 minutes of the first round, and yet he didn't fall. He didn't get scared. He just took it as motivation. Like, okay, like I need to bounce back. And that second round was a great round for YuddyGang. And there were some other shaky moments in there where Lil CraCra was able to catch YuddyGang, and YuddyGang did buckle, but he didn't fall. And that's the big thing about it. He has one iron chin, man. Because like I said, he took some heavy leather, and he still didn't drop. He came out on top.
Yeah, it was crazy to see. I mean, the composure showed by Yundygang. I mean, it's you got to tip your hat out to it because it was really good. And I think Lil CraCra, the punches that he was landing later, they were just far and few between. So YuddyGang just maintained the activity, maintained the pace really high, and I think that's what won him the fight.
Yeah, I think Lil CraCra, if I'm not mistaken, he said, or he made a statement saying that YuddyGang didn't have any power. Like, since the first fight, he felt like he had no power.
Pillow hands.
He called them pillow hands or whatever. But I think Lil CraCra felt too much in love with his power. I think, I think that's really what it was. Yeah, I think he thought that he had more power than what he really has.
Yeah, I think he just got tired, honestly.
I think he got tired. That's the main thing. That he just gassed himself out. But I mean, you could tell YuddyGang don't got pop.
No,
I'm just being honest right now. He was able to catch Lil CraCra clean with some uppercuts. But I mean, Lil CraCra never showed any signs of being hurt at all. Like, he just kept coming at him. YuddyGang don't got pop, but he got hard. And I mean, at that point, that's all you really need in the influencer scene. You just have to have some heart in there. And I mean, that heart was able to overcome him his most difficult moment of his career. I know he has a loss against Uncle Pizza.
YuddyGang lost to him 1v1.
Yeah,
that's kind of sad.
He lost against Uncle Pizza the first time, and then he beat Uncle Pizza the second time. And then he lost in the tag team against Waleed and Dean.
Yeah, but I don't
count that either. Yeah, but I mean, YuddyGang started his influencer career with 0-1, right? Losing that first fight. But ever since then, he's shown remarkable improvement, and he's shown that he's a dog. I mean, he's not scared to go in there and lay it out on the line. He was ready to go down in the shield, and I mean, hats off to him, like you said.
That's what you like to see.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And so now that part of the bracket is complete. Now for the semifinals for the lightweight tournament, we have Joey Knight, who beat Baby Hulk in the first round, against YuddyGangTV. How are we feeling about that?
Well, actually, let's look at the whole overview of the whole bracket. So we still got Waleed Sharks in this fight, right?
Yeah, Waleed against Ace Musa.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we have Argentinian King, who won his last fight, so he's waiting on the winner of what's his name, Waleed and Ace Musa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's still waiting on that. Is it?
I don't think it is. Wait. Remember, because he fought polling. I don't think it was actually like official or something like that.
That was official.
Well, I think they showed an overlay of like the tournament, like all the brackets, and they were still like they had no winner for the semifinals for that part of the bracket.
No, I swear. Yeah, Argentine King already made it to the second round. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he won.
No.
Or didn't he fight?
Well, he was supposed to fight like multiple opponents, but then they all ended up dropping out because of some different reasons. And then at the end, they were able to get Poli as a last minute replacement, and then the fight happened. It was absolutely atrocious, and they gave it to Argentinian King somehow. But no, that was for the actual tournament. Yeah, so he's automatically qualified for the semis. But the thing is, now that I'm questioning, I'm not sure if he's waiting to fight the winner of Waleed and Ace Musa, because he tweeted out saying like, at YuddyGang, I'm coming for you.
Nah,
stuff like that.
I mean, according to the Zone put it last night in Misfits, it was gonna be Joey Knight, and Joey Knight was waiting for the winner of YuddyGang versus Lil CraCra, and then the other part was Waleed versus Ace Musa, and then Argentinian King versus somebody. That's what it said. I don't know.
Yeah, it was against Tasmanian Devil. That's what they had on the Zone, but that got canceled a while ago. So that's outdated. The opponent, but Argentinian King is fighting the winner of Waleed, because I remember I gave a lot of criticism because I was like, hey, they're giving Waleed a little easy bracket, like on this side.
Too easy, no?
Yeah, in my opinion, I think it's very easy. But yeah, Joey Knight and YuddyGang up next. What do you got?
Oh man, that's a great fight, especially just Joey's last fight. Oh my god, the way he just destroyed Baby Hulk. Man, that's gonna be a good fight. If I were to put my money on it, I would probably say Joey Knight.
Joey Knight, damn. Yeah, me too, Loki. Yeah, I think Joey Knight. I think Joey Knight takes it. YuddyGang, like he's gonna show a lot of heart in that fight. He's gonna show skill, but something about Joey Knight, man. He surprised me. He's very quick. His angles, and he has power, man. He's got pop, and I mean, does he have more pop than Lil CraCra? Maybe. I mean, he's a grown ass man.
He got that man strength.
Yeah, so maybe he does got that pop, you know. And I could see his style being causing a lot of problems for YuddyGang, who needs you to kind of stand there in order for him to just flick out his jab and just work on you, just outbox you in that aspect. So Joey Knight's not gonna let him use that jab. He's gonna try to change angles on him, make it I just think he's a better fighter also. So I have Joey Knight winning.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, even before this tournament, even before any fight started, I had Joey Knight as like my dark horse to win this tournament because I was really impressed by his performance against Most Wanted. Yeah. Because he just looked amazing in there. And then we saw that performance against Baby Hulk, another fantastic performance. I was like, yeah, I'm definitely sold on this guy. So I think he is going to win this fight against YuddyGang. And I think whoever wins that fight, even if YuddyGang wins, I think the winner of that is going to win the whole tournament. I think they both beat Waleed, honestly.
Wow,
yeah.
Okay.
I think so, too. I think Waleed's a little overhyped, in my opinion. But
he's got that dummy power, bro.
He's a Golden Glove champion. Yeah, that's always the thing they put, man.
For the novice division.
Yeah, for the novice.
Record
for the
straight.
novice and for like for the city, I think it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was like it wasn't even anything. He was only a novice fighter. Yeah, so he
never had more than 10 fights.
No, never. Wow. No, yeah. So they gave him a lot of. I don't know. I think it's not. You know how it be.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Point is, so that was the YuddyGang and Lil CraCra fight. Best fight of the night, in my opinion. But let's move on to the main event, though. We had Paige. What's her last name?
VanZant.
Paige VanZant taking on Elle Brooke, and I mean, I was predicting Paige to win it because I was like, she's the experienced fighter. I mean, she's fought PFL, UFC, bare knuckle even. So I mean, this woman fights. She's not scared. So I was like, she has experience fighting in 3 different forms of combat sports. She should be on paper taking the W over Elle Brooke, who's just been fighting on influencer,
who's an OF girl.
OF girl. I think that's the big one.
Yeah.
But Elle Brooke, man, this fight, she seemed fired up, man. She was absolutely in her game and dropped Paige. The biggest moment of the entire event. Elle Brooke dropping Paige
in the first round.
First round, she caught her coming in with that bomb, right, dude? That's why they call her the baby bomber, man. 'Cause she got bombs in those hands.
That's a fitting nickname, honestly.
It is, man. You drop Paige and. man, Paige took it well. She was able to return, and then at the end, the fight was called the draw. And now they're both calling for a rematch because they see the big money that could make. And I mean, Paige already called out went on Instagram and posted that the rematch is set for August at the O2 Arena, and many people are speculating, that's the return of KSI too. Oh man. So what are you guys' thoughts about the fight?
I think it was a draw too. I think actually that was a good scorecard. I gave the fight 3 rounds to 2 for Paige VanZant, but because of the 10-8 round in the first, it's a draw. So yeah, I thought it was a good fight. I mean, Elle Brooke definitely, she showed her power in there. Paige went down in the first. She wasn't really that hurt. It was more of a flash knockdown, but hey, she went down, and it was a beautiful right hand, honestly. So Paige VanZant, I mean, I was kind of expecting something else from her style. She's like one of those fighters that doesn't really sit down on her punches, kind of just like throws like very quick, fast punches that just like touch you to score points, and then kind of runs around and uses her legs. So I wasn't expecting that from Paige. I was expecting also a little bit more aggression, honestly, and a little bit more finesse as well, I think. So I wasn't that much impressed by VanZant, and I was though impressed by Brooke, and I think this fight is well deserving of a rematch.
For me, I'm not mad about the scorecards. Yes, I had a similar scorecard as what you did. I feel like the knockdown definitely helped Elle at the very end just to tie it up. But low key, I know you guys stated that you guys were expecting a lot more from VanZant, but if I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't sure if she was gonna bring anything different or too much, because if I'm not mistaken, she hasn't really been active like that fighting. So I feel like that was going to be a key difference in this fight too. I wanted to see if that was going to play a factor, and I feel like it did. I think that right hand caught her because she was also throwing a right hand too, so she just kind of ran into it. But I feel like after that she kind of woke up, and like what you said, I was expecting a little bit more finesse. She did bring that experience. She did close the championship rounds, the last 2 rounds, pretty strong. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think I was more impressed with Elle in her performance, the way she brought it. The whole odds were against her, and yet she overcame that.
Yeah.
Well,
I know. I think she did. I mean, everyone on social media is giving her praise. They're saying OF model, Knocksdown, ex BKFC, UFC fighter. Like, what I'm saying? Those headlines going crazy. But so yeah, people. She got a lot of respect because I mean, this is Paige VanZant. I'm saying, you say yes, maybe she's not the greatest fighter. She got cut from the UFC, went to BKFC. I think she's lost a good amount of times as well in her career. But that's still an experienced fighter. It's very impressive for someone like Elle, who just started boxing 3 years ago, maybe, if that, to drop an experienced fighter like Paige VanZant. Like, you have to give her some respect for that.
Yeah. But I mean, now they're both salivating at the thought of the money that they could make for the rematch. And like I said, right now, Paige put on her story on Instagram stating that the rematch is set for August in the O2 Arena. And when she made that announcement on her story, people started speculating, the return of KSI, because KSI is back in the gym for the first time in I don't know how long, but he's back in the gym, and many people are speculating his return is coming. And there's been a little teasing about it from even Mamps Taylor and whatnot that. They have some something. They're trying to cook something with KSI, and the O2 Arena in August. Return of KSI headline. So maybe we'll see KSI again later this year. Who knows?
KSI versus Tommy Fury, the rematch.
That'd be wild, right? I doubt it. I doubt it. Nah,
they would have been promoting that.
They would have been already. Yeah. But so that was the Misfits 15 in Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas, baby.
Yeah. Overall, a lot better event than the last one they had earlier this month, in the Salt Poppy one, and better one than they had even the one before that. So I'm just happy that no fighter got stage fright and didn't come out for their fight,
or bomb threat,
bomb threat, anything like that.
Finally, a promotion that ran smoothly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So overall, pretty good fights and a good event overall. So I was pretty satisfied with that. But let's move on to. Want to talk about the Ryan Garcia real quick about
Sure,
that?
yeah.
Yes. You talk about that.
Okay, so Ryan Garcia, you know what I'm saying, his B sample finally came back. And the result.
This was the third test, correct? Or the third, yeah. I mean, you got tested before, after, and then...
I mean...
He had to send in, like, another sample, and this is the sample you're talking about, right?
Yeah, it's the B sample.
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, maybe, the third one, I don't know. It's the B sample.
Yeah.
Is because he requested it, or no, I think they mandated it because the first one was positive, obviously. So second test result came back finally. It took 2 weeks, something like that. So that was kind of interesting. And the results came back positive. Is anyone really shocked? I mean, yeah, the B sample came back.
His fans are.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, they came back positive. A lot of controversy going on. You know, this topic went viral, mega viral on Twitter. A lot of everybody has something to say. You know, they have some input on this. So it's very interesting, man. It's now I think the next step of this is Ryan Garcia has to provide the commission the supplements that he was taking, and he has to prove that the negative result came from contamination. So that's what's next. But what are your guys' thoughts? What happened after that B sample came back positive?
I saw a lot of people switch up.
Uh-huh.
You know, the people who were saying, who were in Ryan Garcia's side, saying, you know, it's not true, or not even that like it's rigged or corruption and stuff like that, and they believed Ryan Garcia.
A whole ass conspiracy theory. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Now I see a lot of people switching up on them, saying, "Oh, he's a cheater." Mm-hmm. You know, it came back positive, therefore he's now a certified cheater, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing I was able to get from the public. This came from Twitter as well as Instagram. So. Very credible opinions I'm getting there.
No, those are the geniuses of the world. You know what I'm saying? They're the fact checkers.
The fact checkers right there, yes. So that's the biggest thing I saw. People started switching up on Ryan Garcia. Those who were supporting them now, you know, are no longer supporting them. Showbiz, one of the big voices in the community, he's still on the fence about it. You know, he yes, it came positive, but he claims that Ryan Garcia took it unintentionally, so he believes it's contamination in his opinion.
Interesting.
Yeah. What about you, Ruda? What do you think about this?
Well, I mean,
he's a hater, so he's gonna call him a cheater, a liar.
Well, look, the odds aren't looking great for Ryan Garcia. Like, they are not. The odds are stacked against him, and they continue to be stacked against him. Look. I put Ryan Garcia in the category of the cheaters. Yeah. What happened when the UK fighter Conor Benn was found testing positive for another banned substance? I didn't like him no more. I don't like him. I really don't like cheaters. I hate people who do that. So I'm just really mad about with Ryan Garcia. I don't like this whole thing that he did, and then the way he tried to like make it seem as though like, oh, it's whatever, like they're trying to go against me. It's a conspiracy. Yeah, bro, stop denying it. Like, stop denying it. Stop denying it.
Okay, so you think he's a fraud? You know what I'm saying? You think he took that? He was, you know what I'm saying, injecting that in his vein the night before, or you know what I'm saying, sometime.
I'm not sure about injecting, but he took
taking a pill, or you know what I'm saying, something like that.
He took the supplement.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Yes, he took the supplement.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm a bit on the fence as well on it still, because I mean, okay, so the first thing, the public opinion, he's finished. Ryan Garcia is going to is never, I don't think, not financially never gonna recover. Yeah. He's never gonna recover from this fiasco. The whole world, until he retires, they're gonna call him a cheater, even if he proves that this positive test came from contamination. So that's the first thing. In the public court, he's guilty. You know what I'm saying? It's over for him. But I don't, like, in reality, I don't know that much about, you know what I'm saying, all this type of steroids, you know, because I think the levels have came out of how much Ostarine, which is the PED that he got popped for, how much of the Ostarine was actually in his system.
Do we know?
Yeah, we do.
Oh.
Supposedly, it was, you can fact check me on this, it was 0.6 nanograms per deciliter. And the threshold for popping is 0.1. So the figure going around it was 60 times over right? Because
Okay.
0.6, 0.1. He was 60 times over the threshold of natural.
What's acceptable?
Yeah, what's acceptable, which is pretty much nothing. And 0.1 is like literally
Yeah.
nothing because you're not even supposed to have that in your body, that ostarine, that PED. So I was watching, you know what I'm saying, like a smart person. I turned to the experts, more plates, more dates. And he broke it down once again, and even he's on the fence, saying that Ryan Garcia most likely took a contaminated supplement because the amount that was found in his body is just so small to have any actual PED effects, like performance enhancing effects. So he said even if Ryan Garcia actually did dope, he doped wrong, and he didn't even dope enough to actually get a performance enhancing effect.
Oh, you know what? Okay, watch this crazy switch up. Okay, look, Canelo also popped for a banned substance, but what did he do right away? He was like, "It's the meat." Yes, I mean it was true. The way they sell meat in Mexico, they do put some type of low levels of that one banned substance.
Like that's a fact.
It's a fact. It's a fact, and he was able to prove that. Okay, that's fine. Let's look at the cheater from the UK, Conor Ben. He keeps saying to this day it's the eggs or whatever. It were no fucking eggs.
He's
No damn eggs.
he's still not allowed to fight in the UK either.
And he still can't fight in the UK.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
it's
British
crazy.
Boxing Commission has still been like, no, Conor, you're not gonna fight. Okay, that's okay. If that's what it is, then I'll take it back. I'll take it back. If that's what it is, if Ryan took some B12 supplement or he took some eggs or some meat, ashwagandha, you know, okay. Then okay. Now I'm a little bit more on the fence. Now when you break it like that, I'm a little bit okay.
Yeah, so
Yes.
it like I think it really depends on the level of actually how much was in his body. Because if it was a very, very small amount of this PED, that amount that was found in his body is not enough to actually give him the benefits of taking that PED.
Yeah.
So it was like even if he was wanting to take it, let's not give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Let's say he was actually trying to dope. He literally did not take enough so
To
it's
make a difference.
To make a difference.
Yeah.
So I'm on the fence about it still. If Ryan Garcia can prove some supplement in that he was taking wasn't regulated, or he just got it somewhere, I don't know, something like that, and if he can prove that to the commission, you know what I'm saying, I'll cut him some slack. But I think in the public court of opinions, he's absolutely finished.
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole big drama about the Ryan Garcia B sample findings. I mean, most of the more than half, or I think isn't it like the B sample
99 or 97.
Yeah, the B sample is gonna be the same as the A sample. So I mean, everyone kind of already knew, anticipating that he was still gonna pop. But well, now there's a whole big drama about what's gonna happen next, because he has to do a hearing with the athletic commission about it, and also I mean, I don't expect a big punishment for Ryan. If anything, he might get fined, suspended for a little bit, but he might even return at the end of the year.
Yeah, honestly, because Canelo, when he got popped, he just got a slap on the wrist. His fight didn't get canceled against Golovkin, and I think, what did he get, 3 months suspended?
Yeah, he got only for a couple months suspension. It got postponed, his rematch against Golovkin.
Like, it was a slap on the wrist. And
Yeah.
I think they might do the same thing with Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, especially how big of a draw he is.
Exactly.
So I mean, yeah, they can't afford to have him gone for too long, man. They cannot afford that. So he's gonna get a slap on the wrist. It's something. It happens every time, you know. So that's how boxing works. Man.
Yeah,
that's how boxing works. But that was the big drama that happened this week with Ryan Garcia. It seems like every single week he's always in some type of drama. So that's what happened for him this past week. But let's dive into next week. You know, we have the 5v5, the Queensberry taking on Matchroom Boxing, Frank Warren taking on Eddie Hearn, and the big headliner should have been Better Beef taking on Bivol for undisputed at 175, but due to injury from Better Beef, I feel like that always happens for a big fight, it got postponed, yada yada. Point is, now we have a new headliner, Zhilei Zhang, the Big Bang, taking on the Bronze Bomber Deontay Wilder. Now these both fighters are coming off loss. Zhilei Zhang took a loss against
Joseph
Parker, and Deontay Wilder also took a loss against Joseph Parker. So they both have a common opponent from which they lost. So this is both fighters coming from a loss, and they're trying to get that W, And for Zhilei Zhang, he's already 40 years old. He has like a couple more fights left in his gas tank to make some big moolah, and get some big W's. And why not against the Bronze Bomber, a former champion at the heavyweight, a former top 3 in the heavyweight division. And Deontay Wilder is now looking to bounce back from that very disappointing Joseph Parker loss back in December. So. What do you guys predictions about this fight?
Yeah, I mean, Deontay Wilder has been saying that the old Bronze Bomber is back. He's saying that he got that killer instinct in him again. And to be honest, I don't believe him. I still think that I don't know. I think that those Fury fights changed him. I'm not expecting the old Bronze Bomber anymore. That killer that was tearing through the heavyweights. And I think Big Bang is going to pull this victory. I think even in his last fight against Joseph Parker, that was a very close fight, very competitive. He didn't get outclassed like Deontay Wilder did. You know what I'm saying? So Zhilei Zhang, I still have high hopes for him, and I still hold him to a high regard. He's on the older side, but because of his heavyweight status, it's I can hold back on that age, even though he is getting up there. I cannot lie. But I still am expecting him to do enough to beat Deontay Wilder this next weekend.
Yeah. It's what you said. Yeah, I think something changed in Wilder after those 3 fights that he had. I don't think he has that fire anymore. I mean, I don't blame him. He's got millions in the bank. He's got a big-ass house and stuff like that. I just think... and I think his fight with Joseph Parker really proved that theory that I had. And I think this is just another big money grab fight for him. I think this is a really good test for Zhilei Zhang. I still think Zhilei Zhang has 1 or 2 big fights left, and I think this is just going to be a tune-up fight for him, really. I think this is going to be a fight for him to really show out. I think, he did a really good job against Joseph Parker, but I still think he can become a world champion, and that's been on the back of his mind since the moment he has turned professional. So, and I think he really wants to get that, and I think he can get that. So, I'm expecting a KO stoppage from Zhilei Zhang.
The Big Bang.
From the Big Bang.
I agree. Deontay Wilder's shot up at this point. I have really not much faith in him to return as a top dog in the heavyweight. Even though I still love to see him fight against like Anthony Joshua and stuff like that.
We still need to get that fight.
I still need that fight, bro. I still need that fight. But
we were raw from that fight.
Yeah,
bro.
I know it's ridiculous. That never happened. But yes, you look at Zhilei Zhang. He's like a 289, nearly 300-pound specimen of a heavyweight fighter. He dropped Joseph Parker like twice, I believe, in their fight, and they were heavy shots, and he still lost that fight, which is crazy. But he's not gonna be there to box Deontay Wilder. He's gonna be there to try to bang with Deontay Wilder. And I mean, Deontay Wilder does better when the fighter comes at you trying to bang with you too, who's not trying to move around. They're both catered towards each other.
This is true.
Deontay Wilder could very well land that right hand and drop and even knock out Zhilei Zhang, and vice versa. Zhilei Zhang could drop Deontay Wilder and knock him out. But I'd have to favor it more towards Zhilei Zhang in the aspect that I just see him more hungry. And I mean, the weight, it's going to be like nearly an 80-pound weight difference, man. That's going to play a huge factor in the amount of punch that Zhilei Zhang can take, and also the amount of punch or damage that Deontay Wilder can take, because I mean, Tyson Fury was able to take Deontay Wilder's best shot multiple times, not just once but multiple times. And Zhilei Zhang's a bigger man than Tyson Fury, so can he take the shots as well? I mean, we're gonna see, but they're both catered towards each other, and it should be a great fight. In my opinion, it should be a great fight if we get the Deontay Wilder who's there to bang.
Yeah, this is true. I mean, as I was starting to think about this fight right now, I was like, Zhilei Zhang, I mean, he's not gonna box him at all. He's gonna go forward. You know, he's gonna be there, hunker down, and try to outmuscle Deontay Wilder. So I think for Deontay Wilder, this is the best opportunity that he can ask for. You know, a fighter like that. So, you know, he better get ready though, because if he doesn't run over Zhilei Zhang, the Big Bang, best believe is gonna run over him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so my prediction, I'm predicting Zhilei Zhang to win by knockout also.
Wow.
It's going to be a knockout.
Really? You think so?
It's going to be a knockout, yeah. There's no way this goes to the scorecard. It's a knockout.
I'm thinking, I don't know about a knockout. This is hard.
A draw. They both knock each other out down like 4 times. Yeah. Ends in the draw.
I think I'd lean more towards a decision, honestly. I prefer Zhilei Zhang. I think we might see some knockdowns, though, from both ways. Honestly, Deontay could drop him, and then Zhilei Zhang could drop him the next round. But I'm thinking it's going to go to decision. I don't think they're going to have enough in the gas tank, I think, to stop each other unless they just hit that one punch, hit or quitter. Yeah. So I think I'm leaning a little bit more towards decision.
Okay.
Dang, so decision for who?
Zhilei Zhang.
Zhilei Zhang. Okay, so you got him on the Big Bang's Zhilei Zhang scorecards. Knockout. So we all predicting Zhilei Zhang to take the victory over Deontay Wilder this weekend. Let us know down below. What do you guys think, right? Does Zhilei Zhang, the Big Bang, gonna absolutely spark out Deontay Wilder? Or is Deontay Wilder back? The bronze bomber from 2017, 2018. Is he gonna take the W over Zhilei Zhang? I think we covered everything, right? Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. Yeah. So let us know down below what you guys think about that. What's your predictions for this mega heavyweight fight coming up this week? Also, let us know about your thoughts about the Ryan Garcia B samples. Is he a cheater? Is he just still some doubt in your mind? Are you still on the fence? Also, let us know about the Misfits. Was Lil CraCra robbed? YuddyGang the man. Is Paige overrated? Is Elle Brooke the GOAT? And also let us know about your opinions about the Josh and the Jack. Oh my gosh, I keep messing up their name. Jack Catterall. Jack Catterall and Josh Taylor rematch. Were the scorecards okay? Were they good, or was it a little bit bogus? Or do you agree with Bob Arum? Don't forget to follow us on all forms of social media. We are on Instagram, TikTok, and X, as well as liking and subscribing to the channel. It helps us out a lot. And lastly, don't forget to join us on our Discord. Link is down in the description below. But this was the Last Round podcast. Oh my, I keep saying that, man. Oh my god, this was Pablo, Rudo, and Asa, and this was the Last Round podcast. Thank you guys for watching.